All right guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways in how to test if your blower motor is bad. So I have the traditional multimeter, I have a test light, and I have a light bulb. So this is a very creative way in how to test it, but I'm going to show you how to use each one of these tools. Even this becomes a tool to be able to check if your blower motor is good or bad. And it doesn't really matter what type of vehicle you have. If you have a blower motor and it's a direct current blower motor, more than likely these 3 methods will diagnose your blower motor. And how do you know if your blower motor is direct current? Well, if you look at the plug and it has 2 wires, more than likely it's direct current. There are some newer model vehicles that have pulse width modulation and they actually have 3 wires. There's a different method in how to test that. You could still test it, but this is a very straightforward method in how to test these, and I'm going to show you step by step in how to do so. All right, so we all have been down this road before. We are driving down the road and you have your AC on and it just quits blowing. There is no more air blowing out of the vents and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So when you find where your blower motor is located, more than likely it's going to be somewhere underneath the glove box. In majority of the vehicles, it's right underneath here, and this is where it's located. In my vehicle, I have pulled it out and I'm going to conduct this test, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this test right now. I am diagnosing this for my personal vehicle, but it is going to be the same way whether or not you're driving a Honda, a Nissan, or a Chevy. It doesn't matter. Majority of the tests will work for your vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my key in, and I'm going to put it engine off, key on, just like this, and I'm going to make sure that the AC blower goes to the max. And of course the AC is not connected, so you don't hear anything, but it wasn't working. That's why I have removed it. But you don't technically have to remove it. You could just pull this plug. And I'm going to show you first with the multimeter, and then we're going to move our way to the other methods. This is the preferred way in how I like to do the things. I like to use the multimeter. The reason being is because, well, you get a voltage reading. You could have a very low voltage coming from here and still have the test light and the light bulb lighted up, but the multimeter will give you the exact voltage, and it could give you an indicator if there is a voltage drop, because you could have that, and that's what could happen here right now. But we're going to go ahead and change the multimeter. I'm going to turn it on, and I have turned it on to volts. Now there is a alternating current and a direct current feature here. We're going to make sure we put direct current. So right now this multimeter is going to be able to read how much voltage is coming from these plugs, and since it is direct current and it's usually just 12 volts, it will not shock you if you jump one lead to the other and you ground it. Yes, you will see sparks and you will blow the fuse, but we're going to try to avoid that. We're going to just probe one end to one side and the other end to the other side without damaging the connector in here. We're just going to probe it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so you can see we have 12.2 volts coming from this connector right now. And guys, it really doesn't matter if you put this lead this way or you flip it around and you put it in the opposite direction. It won't matter. It'll just show you on the multimeter, it'll show you a minus here, or it won't show you a minus. All right, so you saw with the multimeter how easy it is to check it. And again, I put it into volts. I made sure that I was in direct current. If you have an alternating current, it will give you a reading, but it will give you a false reading. It won't know what's going on, and I'll show you. Right now I switched it to alternating current, and you can see it's kind of confused right now. It doesn't know what it say. So you have to make sure that you put it in direct current when you're doing this. You can see we got the same 12.2 volts All right, so the next runner up is the test light method. So with a test light, you can ground it to chassis ground, but I would not advise you to do that. The reason being is because you could have a faulty ground, and that's why your blower motor isn't turning on. So I would recommend you testing it ground on one side and positive on the other. That way you could reassure yourself that you have positive and negative, because if you're missing one, it won't turn on. So we're gonna go ahead and test it. So with this method, you will need some type of little screwdriver, and then you're gonna just pick one side and you're gonna probe one end with the screwdriver. You're trying to be careful not to damage the connector itself. You're gonna use the ground cable and you're gonna ground one side, and then you're gonna probe the other side, and you can see we have power. So there is power there, but like I mentioned before, you cannot read the voltage. Can you get it done this way? Absolutely. You see right now I can see that there's power here, but this isn't turning on. But how much power is here? If this has low voltage, it might not be enough to spin this blower motor. So that's something to keep in mind. You could do it this way, but you're not sure how much voltage you have. Something to consider. All right, so the third method is to use one of these turn signal bulbs. Now, anyone could have one of these laying around. You could even technically remove it from your vehicle if you could bend the pins back. You can see I have bent them downwards and I twisted them so they could be connected together. And now I'm going to use this as a probe. So one thing to keep in mind is if you go here and you hook this up, let's say in this direction, you hook it up in that direction and it doesn't light up, you have to make sure if it's a LED bulb to flip it around, because they only work in one direction. They're polarity sensitive, so that is something to keep in mind. But there you go, another easy way in how to check if your blower motor is working or not. So guys, I figured I might as well throw a bonus in here, and I am using a power probe. And if you don't know what this device is designed for, it's so you could test circuits and you could power circuits. So if I wanted to add, let's say 12 volts to a circuit, I could energize it and you could probe the probe. Let's say, let's just make believe I want to energize this blower and I want to add power. I can do so with this switch, and it's very nice. It's very convenient. Now, the beauty about a power probe is it is almost like a multimeter. Well, technically it is a multimeter on steroids. So what we're going to do is we're going to probe one side and we're going to see the voltage. We're going to go ahead and read it. You can see, let me turn that off. You can hear the buzzing. It gives you the voltage reading without having to jump the other side to the other side. So it's giving me the voltage reading, and it's saying, hey, this is the positive side, you have 12.2 volts. And then you could also check the ground, and it's telling you that you have a good ground. I know very quickly and efficiently with this tool that this circuit has power, and more than likely the blower motor is bad. And just in case you were wondering, how am I powering this magical device? Well, you could plug it into your cigarette lighter, or you could plug it in straight to your battery terminals. It comes with plugs for that. And this is something I used to use in the field all the time. And you can see it's got a light, so you could go underneath and you could check the fuses. This is just a bonus that I wanted to throw in there for you guys. So there you guys have it, 3 easy ways in how to test if your blower motor is bad. And I threw a bonus in there for you guys. So I hope this video was useful. I hope I was able to help you diagnose your blower motor, because everyone knows that there's nothing worse than having no AC in your vehicle. So we'll see you in the next one.